Drake is filing a petition against Universal Music Group and Spotify, accusing the companies of, quote, artificially inflating the spread of Not Like Us by Kendrick Lamar. In the New York court filing, Drake alleges UMG and Spotify, quote, deceived consumers into believing the song was more popular than it was, manipulating the streaming services to make the song go viral.
Imagine this. One of the biggest names in music, an artist who's racked up billions in streams, now claims he's not only being sabotaged by the very people he trusted, but also tied to conspiracies involving some of the most shocking moments in music history. Is this a battle of egos, or is the music industry hiding a much darker secret? Buckle up, because we're about to dive deep into Drake's explosive accusations against Universal Music Group and Spotify, a story filled with manipulation, betrayal, and whispers of a sinister legacy that has left even the most loyal fans questioning everything. Trust me, by the end of this, you'll never look at your favorite artists or their labels the same way again.
Rap beef and all the rap beefs that I've covered in my career and all the rap beefs that I've read about over the course of the genre's entire history, from Ice Cube and NWA to obviously Tupac and Biggie, Jay-Z and Nas, so on and so forth. You've never actually seen.
So here's the tea. Drake, a name synonymous with chart-topping hits and record-breaking streams, isn't just battling it out on the Billboard Hot 100. He's taking on Universal Music Group, UMG, one of the biggest power players in the industry, with allegations that might make your head spin. But let's not jump ahead just yet, because to understand the gravity of what's happening now, we need to rewind and unpack the layers of drama that got us here. It all began with Kendrick Lamar's diss track, They Not Like Us. The song didn't just aim a lyrical dagger at Drake, it dominated playlists, went viral on Spotify, and even snagged Grammy nominations. On the surface, it seemed like Kendrick had delivered a masterstroke, but Drake, he wasn't buying it. And when the dust settled, he filed a lawsuit against UMG and Spotify, claiming they weren't just passive observers, they were actively inflating the track's popularity to take him down a peg. Think about this for a second. Drake is accusing his own label of orchestrating his downfall. Let that sink in. This isn't just about boosting Kendrick's song, it's about control.
Mind, body, and soul, you need facts to take me out. Fairy tales over. Cheers to everybody.
Words to live by.
Words to live by. Real talk. Cheers to everybody. Love. W's for everybody. Maxes tonight. I need that.
Power, and the staggering lengths labels might go to keep their artists in check. According to Drake, UMG wasn't just promoting They Not Like Us. They were using shady tactics like bots, secret payments, and even copyright violations to ensure the song became inescapable. Drake's claims don't stop there. He's accusing UMG of engaging in a practice called payola, an illegal system of paying radio stations and streaming platforms to prioritize specific songs. According to his legal team, UMG funneled money into platforms like Spotify and influencers to artificially inflate streams. Imagine your own label prioritizing someone else's diss track over your own career. If Drake's allegations are true, this isn't just betrayal, it's a full-blown power play. And let's not forget, UMG has been caught up in payola scandals before. Back in 2006, they were fined $12 million for similar tactics. So when Drake claims that history is repeating itself,
I'm Drake, this is XQC, real streaming legend. Me, I do music, in case you didn't know. I'm here, as you can see, fully intact. Mind, body, and soul, in case you were wondering.
it's hard not to believe him. The question is, why? Why would UMG, a company that's profited billions from Drake's success, want to tear him down? This is where things get really dark. Drake isn't just pointing fingers at UMG for boosting Kendrick's track. He's alleging that this is part of a larger pattern, a system designed to control artists, devalue their legacies, and keep them in check. And if you think that's dramatic, wait until you hear what he's connecting it to. In his legal filings, Drake hinted that the same forces working against him might have played a role in the untimely deaths of music legends like Michael Jackson and Prince. These aren't just wild conspiracy theories. Both artists had high-profile battles with their labels, and both passed away under circumstances that left fans with more questions than answers. Is it really a stretch to think that the same system could be targeting Drake now? Let's rewind to the king of pop, Michael Jackson. In 2003, he sued UMG's subsidiary, claiming they had breached a contract and failed to pay him royalties. Sound familiar? Michael's fight wasn't just about money, it was about ownership of his music, his legacy, and as his legal battle intensified, so did the allegations against him. Some fans believe those accusations weren't a coincidence.
The record companies really do conspire against their artists. They steal, they cheat, they do whatever they can, especially the black artists.
Prince, another music icon, also found himself at odds with the industry. His fight was about control over his masters, the rights to his own music. He once called the music industry,
I use Stevie Wonder as an inspiration, whom I look up to a great deal, just for the way that he crafted music and his connection to the spirit. And
slavery, and famously changed his name to a symbol to protest his treatment. Both Michael and Prince were vocal about the exploitation in the industry, and both died under mysterious circumstances. Now, Drake finds himself in a similar position. His lawsuit isn't just about a diss track, it's about his legacy. Drake owns his catalog, something most artists can only dream of. But that kind of independence makes him a threat to the system. By devaluing his reputation with They Not Like Us, UMG isn't just trying to control Drake, they're sending a message to every artist. No one is bigger than the label. Drake's legal team has even invoked the Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organizations Act, or RICO. Yes, you heard that right. The kind of law you associate with mafia cases is now being used to expose the music industry's darkest secrets. If Drake's claims hold up in court, this could be the scandal that shakes the industry to its core. He's demanding an audit of UMG's payments to platforms like Spotify, alleging widespread corruption. And if he's right, it won't just be UMG in the hot seat. It'll be the entire music industry. But here's the chilling part.
We say that Spotify and UMG came together to make it seem like he ain't got no motion and that everything Kendrick did was gold. I think Kendrick caught a wave and it did damage.
Drake isn't just fighting for himself. By exposing these practices, he's paving the way for other artists to come forward. Because if this can happen to someone as powerful as Drake, what chance does a newcomer have? To understand why Drake's claims are so significant, we have to look at the foundation of the music industry itself, a system that has historically exploited its greatest talents. For decades, artists have signed contracts without realizing the full extent of what they were giving up.
Kendrick's being nominated for Best Rap Performance, Best Rap Song, Record of the Year, Song of the Year, Best Music Video. Not Like Us was Best Performance, and Like That was Best Performance. Best Rap Song, Not Like Us, and Like That. He's being nominated for like 7.
Ownership of music, control over creative direction, and even basic rights to royalties have been stripped away, leaving many musicians at the mercy of labels. Drake's case shines a spotlight on this issue like never before. By owning his catalog, Drake represents a new kind of artist, one who doesn't need to rely on the traditional industry machine. And that independence? It's a direct threat to labels like UMG, who have built their empires on controlling intellectual property. So when Drake accuses UMG of trying to devalue him, it's not just about protecting his career, it's about dismantling a system that thrives on exploitation. But what happens if Drake wins this fight? Could this be the beginning of a revolution where artists take back control of their work? Or will the industry find new ways to maintain its grip on power? Let's talk about the Grammys, because they play a key role in this drama. Kendrick Lamar's They Not Like Us didn't just dominate Spotify, it also became a critical darling, earning multiple Grammy nominations. Meanwhile, Drake's projects were noticeably snubbed, despite their commercial success. Coincidence? Drake doesn't think so. According to his legal filings, UMG's alleged manipulation extended beyond streaming platforms and into award circuits. The Grammys have long been accused of favoritism, and Drake's claims only add fuel to that fire. By boosting Kendrick's track and shutting Drake out of major categories, UMG could be controlling the narrative around who gets celebrated in the industry and who gets sidelined. This isn't just about trophies. Awards like the Grammys validate an artist's work, influencing everything from their legacy to their earning potential. If UMG is pulling strings behind the scenes, it's not just hurting Drake.
With Drake. Man, look, y'all playing musical chairs with the city, homie. So when I pull up in Compton with Drake, I don't want to hear nothing. All y'all gonna say is, oh, they had security. Oh, they had the police with them. I don't want to hear no excuses when I bring Drake.
It's reshaping the cultural landscape of music itself. While UMG is the main target of Drake's lawsuit, Spotify isn't off the hook. The streaming giant is accused of playing a key role in the manipulation of They Not Like Us. Think about it. Spotify is one of the most powerful platforms in the world, dictating what millions of listeners hear every day. If they're complicit in boosting certain tracks over others, that's a game changer. Drake's legal team is demanding transparency, calling for an audit of Spotify's practices. Are they using bots to inflate streams? Are they accepting payments to prioritize certain artists? If these allegations are true, it's not just UMG that's corrupt, it's the entire streaming ecosystem. This raises a chilling question. How much of what we listen to is genuinely popular? And how much is engineered by corporations? Are our favorite songs really the result of talent and hard work? Or are they the product of backroom deals and shady practices? Beyond the legal and financial implications, there's a deeply personal side to this story. Imagine being Drake, an artist who's poured his heart and soul into his work, only to feel betrayed by the very people who were supposed to support him. This isn't just a professional battle, it's an emotional one. Drake's frustration is evident in his public statements, where he's expressed feelings of isolation and distrust. And he's not alone. Many artists who've clashed with their labels describe similar experiences, feeling like pawns in a game they can't control. This psychological toll isn't just damaging to the artists themselves, it's a loss for their fans too. When artists are pushed to the brink, it affects their creativity, their output, and ultimately the music we love. Drake's fight is about more than contracts and royalties. It's about preserving the integrity of the art itself. So what's next for Drake, UMG, and the music industry at large? This lawsuit is still unfolding, and its implications are massive. If Drake succeeds, it could force a reckoning in the industry, exposing corruption and giving artists more power than ever before.
There's probably people at Universal, there's people that got real vested interest in Drake. That is a multi-billion-dollar entity. They're like, you gotta protect.
But if he fails, it could embolden labels to double down on their exploitative practices. For fans, this is a wake-up call. It's easy to get caught up in the glamour of the music world, but behind the scenes, there's a system that prioritizes profit over people. Drake's battle reminds us that even the biggest stars aren't immune to exploitation, and that change is long overdue. As we wait for the next chapter in this saga, one thing is clear: the music industry will never be the same. Whether Drake's fight ends in victory or defeat, it's already started a conversation that can't be ignored. So where does this leave us? Is Drake's battle just another chapter in the endless feud between artists and labels, or is it the beginning of a much larger reckoning? And what does it say about the fate of artists like Michael Jackson and Prince? Were their struggles and their legacies tied to something much darker than we ever imagined? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because this story is far from over. Trust me, the tea is only getting hotter.